we just talk about only the beats, really the beat that starts, the beat that gives this tune the whole swing on the rhythm is just that tom, that with the hats.
There's some nice kick drums as well.
Yeah, there's some nice kick drums, so we'll add them bit by bit basically. So then the hi-hats makes it less sparse. And then we added a lot more. We added this hat comes in the second half of the tune. It's a super top end, so it gives it a really nice sparkle over the mix. And then there's this steel beat, which I can't remember this one. What's this? Yeah, so really. Then we started, particularly for the second part of the tune, we wanted to have more of an edge, so we just stuck in a couple of distorted beats, I think. Yeah, so in this particular beat, you've got, I mean, if you look at that distorted beat, you've got not much going on. It's just happening around here, but you hear it. It goes boom, boom, boom. Yeah, there's two next to each other. These work off each other quite nicely. I'll leave it on with the hats, so you see. And with those hats.
If you stick them together with the bass line, you end up with a really
and the toms are
really organic sound. Yeah, the toms, the hi-hat, and the bass. You end up with something really rocky sounding. It's obviously all synthesized.
I don't know what this is. This owl or something. Yeah, tiny little thing. So in the end, if we just solo the drums only, yeah, the effect is, we've deliberately contrasted some techie drums with some very natural sounding drums with a bunch of reverb whacked on them, which makes them sound even more natural, to show shades of east versus west.
You can't.
For the breakdown, there's this really glistening kind of string.
It's actually an arpeggio is playing really fast.
It's a bucket load of delay, I mean, and reverb. It's just hard, 20 no, yeah, that decay, I mean, that would normally be more like that, but that's Chris's contribution. But the other thing there was that Bollywood whistle, which is a whistle from a Bollywood movie, again with a bunch of reverb.
Backwards, isn't it?
So those two, plus the bass line, which doesn't go away, so it gives it the key and gives it the actual structure for the tune, is a really nice wash that allows you to kick back in with those techie beats. But the structure, we can just say a few words on the structure. I'll zoom right out the tune. It's pretty straightforward structure. Like Mickey says, it really all starts with that bass line, this part of the tune. It's the bass line and the heart plucks that give the tune its structure. And so it's one of those, it's not a chorus verse chorus tune structure which we normally do. Is it?
No,
no,
it's very typical. The structure follows more or less what we normally do, which is have some sort of intro, and after the intro we'll do one or two things. We'll either normally we'll go into some sort of breakdown. We'll go into the track for a bit and then go into some sort of breakdown and then have a main body of the tune, then the second breakdown, and then roll out the track. And almost all our tracks are like that, whether they're kind of ambient. All the ambient ones like Silk Road, they're like that. This is like that. Our drum and bass tracks are like that. So intro, breakdown, body of the tune, breakdown, outro. That's pretty standard, and in fact that's been going back same as it was more or less 10 years ago. It doesn't always sound the same because the
But then
tracks
we
are quite
also do
different.
things where we have started with a loop and then drop the bass halfway and then have a big breakdown in the middle. So like this track, which is a good demonstration of that.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Listen to the sound from that. I can't remember what this is.
Million times.
This is a totally spam-faced resolution. Normally we would do something like instruments there, drums there. That's how we tend to work tracks. Try and keep the mixer separate because you need so many mixers. And obviously if you look at the back, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy amount of stuff. But you can see that basically we work heavily off one or two sample devices which contain all the main sort of melody samples, and like we would route them through a variety of different effects so that you can process the same WAV or whatever it is in a bunch of different ways. Then we use sometimes this redrum, which is kind of okay for basic WAV. In the end it's just like a sampler. It's no different from an NXT, but it's quick and easy for drums. Then we just have tons of Rex files which we may use parts of or not.
Well, these days we usually use NXT. Well, I can't remember the last time we used the Rex player for anything. Rather had a Rex file in the NXT.
We can do, but trouble is, I mean, it's about the weight on the system. If we're just going to play this, you're not going to stick that in an NXT. And then, but it's the same things keep coming up. There's always EQ, there's always reverb, there's always going to be delay, there's always going to be some compression. Very occasionally will we use a 19, like a normal sample from the recycle folder, and then a little further down,
factory sound bank.
Yeah, sorry, from the factory sound bank. And the Maelstrom, this is pretty cool, but we don't use it so often. The good thing is you can put stuff into it, so you can use it as a filter bank, which is quite neat sometimes. But it's really it's very CPU heavy. So really, it's I don't know what that makes it of. I think we ran out of channels. Another indication of the size of the amount of units is just have a look here. It's actually, for us, that's not too bad.
It's actually a very simple track.
It's a pretty
comparatively.
simple track.